Facebook is rejecting its co-founder's call to break up the company, instead calling for new rules for the internet. In the New York Times op-ed, Chris Hughes calls Mark Zuckerberg out for having influence, quote, far beyond that of anyone else in the private sector or in government. He also goes on to say, we are a nation with a tradition of reining in monopolies, no matter how well-intentioned the leaders of these companies may be. Mark's power is unprecedented and un-American, and that he's disappointed in himself and the early Facebook team for not thinking more about how the news feed algorithms could change our culture, influence elections, and empower nationalist leaders. I want to bring in former governor of Arkansas, Fox News contributor Mike Huckabee. Governor Huckabee, I mean, what do you make of this? Also, we should say Facebook also saying, hey, regulate the internet.
Well, it's not about regulating the internet. It's about reining in a monopoly. I think Chris Hughes is remarkably on target. He's saying exactly some of the things that I've been saying for quite some time, that you have some of these social media giants. They no longer are simple social media platforms. They are like public utilities, and we need to start treating them like that. I thought his article was incredibly prophetic. It was bold. It was honest. And it was stinging, and I'm pretty sure he ain't going to get an invitation to Thanksgiving dinner at Mark Zuckerberg's house this year. That I'm sure of. But I appreciated his candor, because it's about time we have somebody who understands Facebook and the intricacies of it, who is as honest as Chris Hughes was. Look, it's gotten out of control. You sign up for Facebook and you sign up your friends and you think you're going to talk to your friends. But Facebook decides who you talk to. And Facebook decides who talks to you. And Facebook then decides which news feeds you get. And if they want you to have liberal content and censor and can all the conservative content, Facebook does that. That's a pretty powerful instrument in the hands of some people in Silicon Valley.
Governor, speaking of stinging, and this has been a crazy week on Twitter, they have suspended, canceled, shut down conservative after conservative voice all week long, often without any rhyme or reason. What's happening there? It feels like there's an onslaught right now, just after Jack visited the White House.
Well, again, it's what we need to fear most about these social media platforms that have no rules, no regulations. And I understand. I'm somewhat of almost a libertarian when it comes to letting people spew the content they want. But if they really believe in open sourcing and content, then here's what they should do. They should treat themselves as common carriers, just like a phone company does. And you're free to say anything you want to on the phone lines. You don't hold the phone company responsible for what you say, but neither does the phone company get to dictate and say, you can't have that conversation with Charles Payne. Nope, you can't say that to Charles Payne. You let the two people who agree to have the conversation, and the only time it becomes criminal is when someone is threatening somebody else. That would be a better thing. I think we're going to get to a place where we'll see a breakup, just like we did with AT&T and IBM, which is exactly what Chris Hughes is calling for.
Before then, though, there seems like a greater chance of a lot more regulatory hurdles being thrown at these companies, a lot more taxing, fines, whatever it is, because, big governments on both sides of the Atlantic are looking at all the money that these companies generate, and under the auspices of doing something for the people, they're going to reach in there for that. And I got to wonder if that's going to delay what you're talking about, delay real justice.
Well, it might. I think we're going to see big lawsuits that are going to be coming out of this, because there are going to be some lawyers who remember how much money some lawyers made in the AT&T and IBM breakups. But the other thing that ought to be of concern to every American citizen is that far more important than any Russian or Chinese meddling in the election is, what if Facebook and Twitter and Google start controlling what we get to see, because they dictate what actually comes into our devices. Right. Now, that's election meddling, Charles, and that really is an affront to our democracy and to our system of open government.